Hi guys, welcome back to ASX Market Watch. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's really great to have you. I'm just going to try and make it very quick today because we've got a lot of ground to cover. And it's not a lot of new ground if you've been watching the show over the last couple of weeks. Guys, this is just fantastic because, would you believe it or not, we have nailed it. We have absolutely nailed it. Every single call has been spot on, and we've been right at the beginning of every single trend change. It's just been unbelievable. So, I mean, happy days from that perspective. It's nice to be right in the markets. Obviously, no one's right 100% of the time, and I would never expect to be. But you know what? It's nice to be right at the moment, and I'm going to show you exactly how we got there. Great tools that you can use even in your own trading, looking at the world from a chartist's point of view. So let's jump straight into it, guys. And again, I'll try and be very quick and give you the goods straight away. This is down under Australia at the ASX top 200, the top 200 shares on the Australian Stock Exchange. Looking at this downtrend line from the top of the bull market in 2007 to the bottom of the bear market down in 2009 there, early 2009. Now, what we've had recently was this downtrend line. As you'll notice, there's a consolidation at the previous downtrend line. So obviously, trend line gives you support and resistance in the future, guys. And that's exactly what's happened here. Now, what we called a few weeks ago was for the market to close above 4,700. That would be the trigger for the next up move to 5,000. And I'll show you exactly how we got that as well. That's exactly what's happening at the moment. So happy days again, as I said. What do I mean? It's like that trigger. It's like you're holding, obviously you're holding the trigger for the next market move. That was the clicking point, basically. It closed above it, and that's where the market starts to really move and starts to really trend. And trend it has. It's had some great days, as you can see, like solid moves. Now, what we've got, the projections here, looking at it from an Elliott Wave point of view, we've got wave 1, 2, heading into wave 3 at the moment. This would be our longest wave out of the 5 Elliott Waves, guys. If you don't follow Elliott Wave, this is basically what I mean by that, is our target would basically be 5,000. And 5,000 is also a round number. Exactly, guys. Round numbers tend to be psychological levels for investors. Don't ask me why, I obviously don't know. But I do know, however, that they are levels where people sell and buy at heavily. So this is something that we'll find. Elliott Wave matching up with a psychological number like 5,000. Expect a heavy amount of resistance there, and it's going to need a lot of buying power to get above it. So you'll see a very long ranging day, or even a gap above it, a gap through it. That's something to expect when we get to the 5,000 level. If we don't get that, obviously we'll see a long-tailed bar with a close on its lows. That would be a reversal signal, guys, a really early reversal signal. And again, I'll be right there at the forefront. We will tell you exactly when it happens and when we get it confirmed from our charts as well, because we work on solid signals. We don't work on fuzzy logic. We work on solid tested signals, and that's how we've been able to be so successful over the last few months as well. Great stuff again. As I said, it's always nice to be right in the markets. The next one is the Dow Jones again, just quickly. And if you just look exactly what I said before, that big long ranging day, I'll see if I can enlarge that. This is the Dow Jones. This is that big long ranging day, starts on its lows, ends on its highs. It's what you might call a bullish up day, like a really strong buying pressure there. And where was that? At the previous resistance at 11,200. So that's what it took to get above that level. It took a lot of buying pressure, and what happened? Boom, that's your bar there that results in all that buying pressure. So I hope that makes sense. I mean, really, again, that's not rocket science. All the tools that we use are very simple. Targets for the Dow Jones, if we were again looking at an Elliott Wave point of view, would be, there we go. And we've said this all along, between 11,000, which it reached with ease, haven't had an exit signal yet, so we're still rocking on, and would be looking at 11,700, or approximately 11,600, 11,700. What we'd be looking at around that level, when it gets to it, would be a sideways movement in a typical wave 4 fashion. And again, if that makes no sense, just trust me on this one, because wave 4 on Elliott Wave tends to go in a sideways movement. So I hope that helps. What we've got at the moment, obviously, as I said before, we'll tell you as soon as we get a confirmed exit signal, but haven't had one in the last 3 months. 2 to 3 months, and when we do get one, you will be the first to know. But that's what we're expecting at the moment, because we've already hit all our targets, or our initial targets, according to Elliott Wave. and all we're looking for now is a confirmed exit signal. So until then, the market, consider it in an uptrend, and a very nice and tasty uptrend. I hope you're buying stocks and making a lot of money, because you know there's a lot of money to be had out there at the moment. It's beautiful. The next one, and again, very similar, the FTSE in Europe. Fantastic stuff. As you can see, we've got our downtrend line here. Really basic stuff. I mean, who cannot draw a line on a chart? Anybody can do this stuff. It is so ridiculously easy. And what we'll see, here's our little consolidation at the previous highs here at 5,800, and the trend line resistance as well. And again, we had this big bullish up day. So that's the effort that it took to get past our previous resistance. Now that's basically what it usually will take. And with targets for the FTSE as well, really basic stuff. And apologies if I'm not like super excited about this, guys, but you know, we've been calling this for quite a while. So in all seriousness, yeah, I mean, it's nice to be right, but at the same time, I'm kind of just regurgitating everything that I've said over the last couple of weeks, and it's been absolutely spot on. So again, apologies if I'm not mega excited, but it's kind of like knowing exactly what's going to happen in advance. Even though, as I said, no one's right 100% of the time, it's nice when we are. Targets on the FTSE would be 6,050, or around the 6,000. Again, what is that? That's a round number. Exactly, guys. So a very a nice psychological number for our Elliott Wave to reach as well on the FTSE. Expect a sideways movement or a consolidation around 6,000 on the FTSE. And now, last but not least, let's jump into the Asian region, Hang Seng in Hong Kong. Beautiful. Now again, this one is just the most beautiful chart on the planet. It is actually poetic, I believe. Why is that, guys? Because we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, heading into wave 5. When did we call this? Shablam! Way back in June 2010. Why did we call that? Well, let me just show you. Really simple, this one. There's our downtrend line. We closed above that and above the previous peak on a daily chart. That was our entry signal, about 20,000, and we haven't had a solid exit signal since then. So the market has had a lot of support from its trend line. Even if you see that, we've bounced off it 1, 2, 3, 4 times already, and now the market's really taken off. And where has it reached? This is the best part of all. This is probably the most poetic part about the Hang Seng. Happy days. 50% of the previous move. 24,655, or approximately anyway, guys, like it's not exact, but you get the idea. And where has the market hit? 24,800. Perfect. So it has nailed it. Happy days for Elliott Wave, or strike one, you know, win one for Elliott Wave. I mean, this stuff really, when you do get into it, it doesn't have to be complicated, and I prefer it if it's not. But you know what? It is great to be right in the markets. It really is. And you know, obviously to be able to turn that into dollar signs as well, that's even better. Why did we use that trend line entry signal? Just quickly, because we had 1, 2, 3. That's our ABC correction, guys. Now you can trade with ABC corrections. You don't have to know anything about Elliott Wave or anything else for that matter. You just have to have a solid entry signal and know that the market tends to consolidate, or even tends to reverse in ABC corrections. So that's exactly what we had. 1, 2, 3. And that was basically where we were expecting the bottom to be. As soon as we got a confirmed entry signal, shablam. That's our entry signal. And now where we've gone, it's just been absolutely beautiful. It's been a beautiful move indeed. Now, where's our top target for the Hang Seng? If you guys are interested in that, the top target would be looking at between 28,000 and 30,000. If the market's moving so swiftly, there's a good chance that we could get there. And here's our 30%, 100% of the previous move. 30,000, sorry, 100% of the previous move, and 27,256 would be 75%. So that'd be the next two strongest resistance levels as far as price projections go. And that's just based on Gann levels, guys. Really simple stuff. Gann separated things into quarters, thirds, and halves, and Fibonacci would use other numbers like the Fibonacci number sequence to get percentages. It's just mathematics. It's really easy, especially if you delve into it. You don't really have to get too complex. Just got got a few numbers there, like a few Fibonacci numbers there, like 61.8%. Simple, beautiful, love it when it's right, which it is. Happy, happy days. Guys, that is it for me, and I will see you next week. And as I said, I will be there when the market turns, because it has to turn eventually, and it will. We'll be there, and we'll be able to tell you as soon as we get that confirmed signal. That's what we're looking out for at the moment. Until then, the market's heading up. So happy days. I mean, make some money. That's what this is all about. It's the good stuff, right? Love that. I will see you next week, and happy, happy trending until then. Bye for now, guys.